Want to do some cocaine?
Hey, cocaine is the one thing that Feige said is off limits.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Yes, but I can't.
What's Marvel up to in 2024? Something big is happening. For the past 6 years, Marvel has been churning out 3 major movies every single year. In 2024, there's only one major Marvel movie hitting the screen, Deadpool 3. The glory days of the Avengers, all that jazz, is kind of fading. Reviews aren't as great and box office numbers aren't as impressive. Some of our favorite heroes aren't around anymore. Let's not forget about Disney+. Since they started dropping movies there during the pandemic, things have been a bit different. We've got Ant-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, more on the horizon, but will they bring in the big bucks? Maybe it's time for Marvel to take a breather. Step back, reevaluate. Too much of a good thing isn't always great, right? It seems like fans are losing interest in the MCU lately. Disney doesn't share how many people watch their shows on Disney+, but we can tell how excited fans are by looking at views on YouTube. Recently, their What If, Echo videos didn't do so well. Echo got chopped up and released all at once, which might have turned people off. We think they made a good show, but the way it was released didn't help. Even Loki started slowly until people started talking about it. Marvel's big movie didn't do as well as expected, but maybe it was because the actors couldn't promote it due to a strike. Still, we don't think that would stop most fans from watching a movie like Captain America: The Winter Soldier, even if it's about a character nobody cared about before their first movie. Let's rewind a bit. Back in 2021, getting new Marvel shows on Disney Plus felt like a gift after a year without any new Marvel stories. Those shows picked up where Avengers Endgame left off, focusing on characters we cared about. What If was particularly cool, showing us crazy scenarios hinting at the big multiverse stuff to come in 2021. We finally got Black Widow, which was long overdue. Shang-Chi was a blast, but Eternals didn't hit the mark for a lot of folks. Although we think everyone personally really liked it. Then in 2022, we started noticing the shows dragging a bit. Moon Knight felt like a movie stretched out into a series, but still good stuff. Oscar Isaac was fantastic. I'm pumped to see more of his character. She-Hulk had some unfinished effects that kind of messed with the timeline. Breaking the fourth wall like Deadpool does can be cool, but it has to make sense in the story. Remember when that guy had a time travel thingy and Jen messed with reality because of a glitch? Yeah, they fixed that glitch, thank goodness. Multiverse of Madness, people were so hyped for it, but maybe they expected too much. Thor: Love and Thunder, well, it didn't live up to its potential, even though it had some great comic stories to draw from. Wakanda Forever was cool but kinda sad, but still the best of the bunch in Phase 4 for sure. But you see, things were starting to crack. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania didn't do as well as expected in its second week, even though we liked it. Fans were pumped about Kang, but then he gets beat by Ant-Man. Hold on though, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was awesome, but kinda sad too because the director, James Gunn, left Marvel for DC. And Spider-Verse was hands down the best superhero movie last year, but it was made by a different studio. Yeah, so Deadpool 3 has a lot riding on it. See, the first 2 movies were under Fox. They had a totally different vibe from what Disney usually does. Think lots of gross stuff, violence, Deadpool being self-aware and kinda rude. It's got R ratings, loads of sex talk, and plenty of profanity and drugs. Fans love it for being true to Deadpool's character. But now that Disney owns everything Marvel, folks worried they'd water down all that edgy stuff to get a PG-13 rating. So Deadpool 3 has to prove it can still be Deadpool while fitting into the Marvel world. It's got to be as powerful as 3 regular Marvel movies put together. So there's a bunch of stuff Deadpool 3 needs to do to keep fans excited until 2025, when Captain America 4, Blade, and the Thunderbolts show up. It's kind of like how Iron Man 2 introduced new characters like Black Widow and Nick Fury to expand Tony Stark's world. Those characters still matter today, like Black Widow's crew, Fury's Avengers Initiative. Then there was Avengers Age of Ultron, which brought up big ideas about superheroes being responsible, and introduced Vision and Scarlet Witch, who became important later. Now, with Deadpool 3, Marvel's counting on it to keep things fresh, tie up loose ends, introduce cool new stuff, and of course, make a bunch of money. Deadpool 3 is like the perfect fit for this job, because it loves messing around with stuff, especially mutants. It's not afraid to shake up the whole Marvel world. Now, there's a bunch of rumors flying around, but let's focus on some solid clues, like those leaked set images. They hint at past Fox-owned Marvel movies, current MCU storylines, even future MCU characters we're dying to see. There's this super bright, comic book accurate Wolverine suit that's got fans buzzing. We've heard some cool cameos like Evan Peters as Quicksilver and Sir Patrick Stewart as Professor X. With all this, fans are hoping Deadpool 3 will bring in even more mutant favorites from different movies. Marvel's recent success at the box office could be attributed to nostalgia. Nostalgia is like a powerful feeling that takes you back to the good old days. We get it. Many are nostalgic too. Remember those awesome cameos? They were like seeing old friends again. Even though there was no guarantee we'd see them again, it still got us excited. Phase 4 of Marvel got everyone buzzing because it felt like anything could happen. Like, remember when we thought Mephisto was going to show up in WandaVision, or maybe even House of M, then it didn't happen. We were all bummed out. But what if those wild ideas actually come true? If Marvel fully commits to a crazy idea, it would get fans hyped up, eager to watch. Whatever Deadpool ends up doing, it needs to go all in. I heard Disney's big boss, Bob Iger, saying Marvel's thing didn't work because they didn't have enough people making decisions. He also mentioned that Disney lost sight of their main goal of entertaining people. It's kind of funny because just last year, he was all about how their stories promote inclusion and acceptance. He's missing the point. Making something impactful doesn't mean you have to cram in politics. But it also doesn't mean pretending a story has no deeper meaning. You can't be afraid to make a splash with your message, whether it's positive or negative. Just think like this. What if Disney had made Barbie instead of Mattel? It would have been totally different, right? Instead of being all about fashion, it might have been like, welcome to my fashion okay. So that's not exactly what Deadpool 3 needs to be, but you get the idea. If a movie tries to push shallow messages just for show, it's going to tick off the people who were already going to be mad and turn off the folks it was supposed to please. Because let's be real, empty messages just don't cut it. If Deadpool 3 wants to make a real impact and be remembered as a profitable one, it can't half-ass it. It's got to be authentic. People can sniff out a watered-down Deadpool from a mile away. If they mess this up, it could set a bad example for other R-rated Marvel stuff, like Daredevil. So yeah, Deadpool 3 better nail that Deadpool vibe, no doubt about it. So Marvel's making a comeback with just one movie in 2024, but don't worry. They've got a bunch of series lined up that should appeal to all sorts of Marvel fans. First up, there's Echo, dropping all its episodes at once on January 10th, Netflix style. It's looking pretty different from other Disney Plus shows, with a focus on a new character and probably a more intense vibe. Then get ready for some serious nostalgia with X-Men 97, bringing back our favorite mutants. There's an Agatha series in the works, based on a fan favorite from the WandaVision series. Don't forget Marvel Zombies, a Spider-Man story for some lighter fun adventures. But can all these series keep us hooked until Daredevil, Blade, Thunderbolts, and hopefully the Fantastic Four show up in 2025? Fingers crossed. Things can't just stay the same in the Marvel world. There are stories that need wrapping up, and new exciting ones waiting to be told. In 2024, all eyes are on Deadpool to deliver the goods. Even though he's just a trainee X-Men, he might be the perfect hero for the job. So here's the deal if we want another awesome era of Marvel movies. Let's not forget about Deadpool. Do share your excitement with us in the comments below. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, see you all.